beloved 8% Hard AF Seltzer is now live in over 1,200 locations across the United States. We're now available in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, North Carolina, Ohio, and Texas. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, enter your city or zip, and find the nearest location closest to you.
Live from our studios in Austin, Texas, this is Drinkin Bros Fake News with Ross Patterson, Dan Holloway, Papa G with the traffic,
How you feel?
Not good.
Yeah?
field reporter Hot Bob, and Delco Dan with sports. Welcome to Fake News.
Yeah, welcome to Drinkin Bros Fake News, everybody. Bringing you the realest, fakest news of the week. D'Anthony, big news here at the top, though. I was talking about Port Aransas on the show the other day.
Who?
Port A,
Fuck is that?
down in Texas here. It's a little beach.
Oh, it's near
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
South Padre, right?
Yeah.
I've never been down there. How was it? Does anybody know?
I love it. Now, people have mixed reactions because there's Trump flags everywhere, which I love. That makes me feel at home.
That doesn't bother me, but when you say I love it, typically that means how to put this delicately. There are a lot of white trash establishments.
Boom!
A lot of chain restaurants, a lot of Chili's, Applebee's.
Nailed it.
For fuck's sake.
Thank you. I feel like you really do know me.
Oh, I
feel
do,
like you
yeah.
really do know
Yeah.
me. I had a pizza buffet there.
What, like CC's or some shit?
Yeah.
Was it
we
CC's
took the
or-
kids.
Wait, there's another pizza buffet that somebody told me about relatively recently, but I can't remember what it is.
I'll shout him out. I couldn't think of the name on Ross Patterson Revolution this morning. Bob, pull up the pizza buffet in Port Aransas. In the meantime, though, our phone is listening to us, or Ryan Mills, our sales rep in Texas, here is listening in through my phone. He got us in the HEB out there in Aransas Pass. So we've added HEBs in Texas to Midlands, Claiborne, Conroe, Manuel, Aransas Pass, Portland, Humble, Port Isabel, Pharr, Pharr, which I've never heard of. And then we got into Kroger's off of North Shepherd and Gray Street in Houston. We're trying to get into Kroger nationally there. We got into Kroger in Huntsville, Alabama down there. Twin Liquors in Killeen / Caparis Cove. Sorry, I've never been there. If I'm mispronouncing your city, let's face it, even if I have been there, I would not pronounce it. Pinkies in Amarillo, Texas, and Lubbock. Specs in Wichita Falls out there. And we're looking to get into more Kroger's. What's that pizzeria down there in Port A?
Porta Pizzeria?
Port A.
There it is.
Port
Yeah.
A Pizzeria. They serve East Texas style pizza.
I'm sorry. Let me stop you
There
right
it
there.
is. Yeah.
It's gonna be a long show.
Yes.
What the fuck is East Texas style pizza?
Well,
Where they actually just give you the diarrhea to eat. And
Yeah.
they're like,
stop it, Bob. I had
God damn
a
it.
thick, healthy deuce. I actually beached a dump. It
Oh,
was
you
so
thick-duked?
Yeah. I thick duked out.
Maybe I'll go check this
afterwards.
place
It
out.
was great. Go to the pizza buffet. Do they have pictures of it?
No one in the chat knows what East Texas style pizza is. by
There it
the way.
is.
made that
That's
up.
exactly what I had right there.
It's just a fucking pizza.
yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great pizza.
like
It's
Yeah,
nothing.
It's a great
What's
pizza.
the one on the left there?
What's
Is that,
what's the name of that place again, Bob?
Port A Pizzeria.
Port A Pizzeria. I love it.
like a
I hope to
dessert
go back
pizza.
soon.
what's the one on the left? Is that like a tapenade or is that
No, it's
cinnamon?
a brownie pizza.
Yeah,
So you
okay.
can have a little brownie shaped like
I mean, the
a
one at the
pizza.
top looks like a chocolate chip pizza, doesn't it?
Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's the pizza, Bob. Look at that. That's exactly how
Oh my
I
god,
order
this
it.
is chaos. It's a Hawaiian pizza that also has pepperoni and black olives
I
on
don't
it.
do Hawaiian
and
pizza.
green olives.
Yeah,
and
I like
green olives and banana peppers. It looks
I
like.
like banana peppers. I like all those things. I don't get down on pineapple.
Here's how you know it's a legit pizzeria.
Air hockey.
air
Played
hockey.
air hockey with
That's
the kids.
true. That's actually true. Yeah. What's your problem with pineapple?
I don't do that.
Why not?
I don't do a Hawaiian pizza at all. I think it's bullshit to put fruit on a pizza.
Is it? Well, tomatoes are fruit, asshole. But let's back up. Are you anti-Hawaii? Hawaii?
I'm not anti the island.
Okay,
I'm
what, the
anti
people?
the Hawaiian pizza.
Oh, the people.
You know,
because we had Tulsi
miss.
Gabbard on. She's probably going to be the next vice president of the United States.
I called her Moana on the
like
show.
8 times, yeah.
Moana.
When we were doing that speaking engagement in Charlotte about a month ago, I was talking shit to her the whole time about that.
Did she say
like, hey, what's up,
about me calling
Moana?
her
How you
Moana?
doing? No, she thinks it's hilarious. She's been in the army for fucking 15 years.
I know,
of course, she thinks it's funny.
She's cool off air too. But shout out to Port A. Look at that. You can get some some spaghetti, bro.
For a
Oh
limited
my
time,
God,
there's
dude.
they
What
have their
is
spaghetti
happening?
bucket. It's $5, all you can bucket.
All you can.
So they have what you might call a liberal spaghetti policy, which
Yeah.
Charlie Day would like.
Yeah.
What's your spaghetti policy?
It's nice, you know. It gives you a little taste of all of Italy. There.
You know what's funny, by the way, about It's Always Sunny recently? Mm-hmm. So Rob McElhenney he likes to fuck around on Twitter, and maybe it was a mistake and maybe it's brilliant, but somebody came up with this crazy idea and they were like, if you guys can name it, we'll do it as an episode, right? It was some weird thing that happened in real life.
I like that.
It was like, if you can come up with a clever name, because they open up every show with the gang.
The gang does
whatever,
something,
right?
yeah.
So he told Twitter that, and now it's just like a constant onslaught of people. Everything he posts, they're like, Charlie goes to whatever, right? Or something like that. He may have just outsourced his entire job.
Well, look, we should do that with our audience next week or something, and just say, hey, pick a show name title, and then we'll do the show around it.
Well, you know
we'll
what?
Just pick a day that we don't have a guest.
You know what I do want to do is reaction shows. Maybe we'll do that like we added Monday Fake News. Maybe we'll add another show during the week where it's just us reacting to videos and stuff that the audience sends in.
I like that.
I think that might be good.
Well, the memes, because we did that with them. We do it with the memes on Fake News on
Yeah.
Patreon.
But half
and
of
then
those memes I find myself.
Right. And then on RPR on Thursdays, we'll usually do fun, flirty clips where people die because we can show it on Patreon.
Sure, yeah.
So, yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
We'll look into it.
Yeah. Top story here, kids. This one's a breaking news story that I'll let D'Anthony get into. Chechen national clipped near Fort Bragg. This is just going on right now, but there's no media that's reporting this. So what do you know so far?
Well, it happened about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
On the 3rd of May. I won't say who. Although I do think the information might be available, but I'm not 100% on that. 2 Chechen nationals made their way onto the property of a member of an elite special operations unit near Fort Bragg, right? And they were allegedly, the story was that they were there working for a power company or something as a contractor. They weren't wearing any uniforms. They had no ID on them at all. And they were snooping around, taking pictures and shit. Who knows if that part's real. But the operator in question went out to have a conversation with them, and things got physical, and one of them got smoked, right? Now, these people are...
The Chechen national?
Correct.
Got smoked? Okay.
Yes, one of them. His name was Ramzan Daryev, lives in Chicago. He shot 6 times at close range. And then a second man was with him who got away, but then he was apprehended later on by the Moore County's Sheriff's Office, which remains the lead investigation. So the FBI is looking into it because it's a foreign national, although he was in the country to work, so far as I know. Now, I want to bring this back. These are just the facts of the case. So 2 Chechen men in their mid-30s, no ID, at all, right? They weren't wearing the uniform of the company or the contracting agency or any of that stuff. The only thing they had were 2 cell phones and Russian contacts, Russian phone numbers in them.
So were these guys spies, or did they sneak over the border?
TBD on that. We'll see, right? It's been 3 weeks, and no information's been put out, which sometimes that happens in an investigation. My people tell me that the NSA is now in possession of their 2 phones, so we'll find out for sure at some point. We'll see. If the NSA is in possession of their phones, they know everything already.
Yeah.
Right? And they haven't put it out yet. So TBD, keep your eyes on the news to see if anybody puts anything out about that stuff. They had camera equipment. Again, no uniforms. They work for a subcontractor hired by the firm Brightspeed. Do you know them? Is that who your dad worked for?
No.
But it's a Charlotte-based ISP provider. They bury cables in the ground and stuff like that, I think.
Yeah.
If they're still doing that, broadband internet and things like that. So that's not the one your dad worked for.
No, he. So when it switched to broadband like that and was going underground, it switched over. So he was at Scientific Atlanta and then doing things for Comcast and other accounts like that. But once it switched to underground stuff, that's a different.
Well, it's just a weird story. So the contracting company they allegedly work for is out of New Jersey. They're Chicago residents, and they're in North Carolina doing the work. Right? I mean, it all seems very shady to me, to be honest. They didn't have any equipment with them, clothing, no ID. It's possible, always possible, that this is a coincidence. I don't know how many Chechens are in the United States, frankly. I don't think any should be, right?
No.
It's a fucking terrorist country.
Yeah.
That's like having Yemenis running around here. Like, what the fuck? But
There are approximately 1,000 at most.
wow, that is not very much.
That's crazy. Well, not only is that crazy, but how do we have a number if these people aren't supposed to exist over here?
Maybe those are refugees or something. Who knows, right?
Are we taking Chechen refugees?
I fucking hope not.
God
we probably
damn it,
wouldn't
man.
have recently, but maybe in the 90s.
Yeah, maybe way back in the day.
Okay.
And who knows how long these dudes have been here? I just know that they are Chechen nationals, which means they were born there, not here.
Right.
At any rate, possible it's a coincidence. Possible that the most spied upon military base in the entire world just happened to have two Chechen nationals roaming around a fucking JSOC operator's home. Possible. Anything's possible. Mm-hmm. Kevin Garnett told us that.
Yeah, he sure did. Right after he won.
2008, I think. Yeah.
Was it 8 or 11? Kobe got it in 11, I think.
8.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
8.
it was 8.
Anything's possible.
Do you remember? Like I've been talking to friends about this the last couple of days. People in NatSec and people who are commentators and shit like that. People who are in North Carolina as well. Do you remember a few years ago when Wagner Group, the Russian contract, like Prigozhin's people, right, got into a little tiff with the U.S. at a base out there, and 200 of them got smoked real fast, right? There have been a bunch of weird interactions at or around Bragg since then, since that day. It was about 6 years ago. There was I won't mention some of them for security reasons because there's still active operations going on, but attacks against the energy grid, right? Like people firing, either putting explosives on or firing heavy weapons at like major fucking energy through ports. There's also been one very bizarre interaction, including a service member's wife being poisoned at Disney World. Somebody brought a dessert to the table that they didn't order, and it had ricin in it.
Jesus Christ.
He takes her to the hospital, gets checked out. She tests positive for ricin, right? Which is right up Russia's alley. Let's be real.
Yeah.
They're the only country that I'm aware of that exports poisoning people. Other than North Korea's tried to a couple times, but they're incompetent. They're not doing it. U.S. intelligence sources have they're always talking about recently. I'm sure you've heard about it in the news kind of casually. They don't really go too deep into it, but they're always talking about attacks on the energy grid. As a matter of fact, I wrote my master's thesis on this. So my master's degree is in international homeland security with a focus on border policy. And this is one of the major concerns, right? If the energy grid gets taken out, 3 million people die in the first month. Old, sick people who need machines for some purpose to keep them alive, right?
Especially in a hospital, pacemakers, things like that. Yeah,
things like that. And then within 18 months, 90 to 95% of the population dies because people don't know how to fucking preserve food. They don't know how to do anything sanitation-wise, right?
Yeah, because the other thing too is, we talk about hunting, and obviously we've got a lot of hunters on the show. Montana Knife Company, all those guys. Josh Smith, big dick on that guy. Josh Smith. It's not only killing the animal, but then it's cleaning it properly and treating it and then cooking it properly, because a lot of people don't know how to do that either.
Right.
They don't know how to properly dress an animal after they fucking kill it. So that's an issue that nobody thinks about, because everybody thinks, all right, energy grid goes out. Cool, man. I got a gun. I can go out in the woods and shoot some shit. But if you don't know how to cook it properly, or you don't know how to what you're eating and why, that's going to be a big issue as well.
Yeah. So, you know, I've been trying to kind of think about, again, talking to some friends who are involved in this kind of stuff. Why is this being kept under wraps? There's a lot of answers to that. One could be it involves a special operator, so we don't want to publicize this too much, right? The more likely scenario from my perspective is that this does, as you kind of alluded to earlier, bring back into focus this border issue that we're having. Mm-hmm. And all the military-age males from Chechnya, from Russia, from China, from all over the world, right? From exotics, as Border Patrol will call them, all over the world from states that are either state sponsors of terrorism or adversarial towards the United States are making their way into this country. Over 300, nearly 400 known terrorists that we know about, right off the bat, and then a bunch of military-age males that we have no ability to track and no idea who the hell they are. Mm-hmm. So, you know, part of me thinks it's likely that the Biden administration is keeping this hush-hush for that very reason. That's probably why you haven't heard about it in the news yet.
Well, look, obviously the election's coming up here in, 6 months. He agreed to both debates, which is strange because he really didn't have to be honest with you. It appears that he's behind, if you believe the shit you read. And then you're starting to see these rallies that are picking up more and more. I think America as a whole is gaining increasingly frustrated with this border policy, this open border policy, and all these fucks coming in, that maybe the tide will turn. I don't know. I saw AOC bitching this morning that Trump is doing a rally tonight in the Bronx. She's like, nobody's going to show up. It's the fucking Bronx. And
I can tell you who will be there. Scott fucking Lebedo is going to be there. By the way, he's got a new documentary out. Let me bring it up right quick.
Yeah, but he's performing tonight, as I like to say, for Trump in the Bronx. I heard there's going to be a crazy turnout tonight.
I heard he's going to do the worm.
It'd be fucking. He starts popping and locking, dude, on stage. It'd be great.
Can you imagine?
But
Trump
it feels like
doing
more and more of these places, people are getting fed up with what's going on. There was a bunch of reporters out in the streets today for all the networks interviewing people in the Bronx about what they thought about him being there and everything else. And the immigration thing kept coming up with all voters.
Goddamn right.
From both sides. And stories like this aren't great. Yeah, you don't want this getting out if you're the Biden administration.
Well, they don't want. They don't want anything that focuses in on that to come out. I mean, a couple of days ago, the State Department White House issued, I don't even know what you would call it. It's like, sorry for your loss for the Iranian president. Still haven't done that for Laken fucking Riley, though.
Right.
Who was murdered by one of these pieces of shit that they let into the country.
Yeah.
So, yeah, of course. I mean, like, it's easy to assume things or whatever based on whatever prism you're looking for, or looking through, rather. But it's another thing entirely to look at the totality of the situation and see how the American people continuously get left behind and put in danger by these incompetent people in Washington, D.C. That's what's really happening here.
Next to the Constitution, there should be another document of just America first and just go through the rules.
Well, that's what the Constitution says.
I think you need to simplify it for these fucking dummies, man, because you think that this isn't going to turn out bad. Let's say homeboy wasn't there to blow away this fucking Russian dude. Then
and it was just his wife and kids on the property.
Right.
That's
what?
You can use your imagination on that. I don't want to speculate.
I don't either, but
because these guys they spend at least half of their time overseas deployed, right?
Yeah.
Like seriously, 50% of their time above ground is spent over there fighting for whatever, right? So it's like, yeah, that could have gone very poorly, frankly.
And then part of this story, that why we wanted to lead with it today, is Dan's jealous. I mean, this is a stateside that you didn't get to have.
Jealous,
and let's face it, it's a fucking Russian spy or something like that.
Well, look,
that's a great one.
I'll say this. If it was a normal civilian, I wouldn't be jealous because I'm not sure if they're mentally able to handle that and compartmentalize and things like that. But a fucking operator getting the chance to poke somebody over here, it's like, now I'm pretty jealous. Yeah, I'm not going to lie about that.
I bet he slept like a fucking baby.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I bet he did.
Damn.
At any rate, Like, we keep telling these stories. One, I tell this one because it's important, and I think the administration's hiding it, so I want people to know about it. But the second part is, remember this stuff in November. Stop talking about abortion and all this other nonsense that's going on. Find very specific ways like this, where the government is putting your financial security and your personal security at risk on a daily basis. And take that with you. Take that with you to the voting box, and take it with you in conversation. You don't have to be a dick. You don't have to be like, oh, you're voting for Democrats, you're a piece of shit, because that's not true, right? People have different preferences in the way they want their government run. But right now, this moment, there's a very clear choice, right? We cannot allow this sleepy dum-dum to get another 4 years, because he's not doing anything. It's just these nameless, faceless bureaucrats
that are behind him doing
them doing all this stuff. That cannot happen. The most important thing a president can be is strong, right? Everything else you can kind of figure out.
Or your team could behind you, whoever's doing it. But shutting down the border, it's got to be the first thing day one.
Yep.
And then going from there and trying to fix inflation after that.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, since we're talking about voting, if you were in San Antonio, Tuesday is the day.
In District 23.
Correct. District 23. I was talking to Eli Cuevas right before we came on the air here today. I said, look, whatever you need from us, we're down. Please go out. We have a ton of listeners that live in District 23 in San Antonio. There is a special election this Tuesday, May 28th. Vote for Brandon Herrera over Tony Gonzalez. I fucking hate Tony Gonzalez, that piece of shit. Get him the fuck out of there. Tuesday's the day. I know it's May 28th. I know it's not your typical election cycle. It is a runoff, and this is the time. If you vote for Brandon over this fucking guy, he'll be done. Tuesday, he'll be done. Gone. That guy will never fucking exist again in politics. And Brandon's one of the good guys. Been on the show a million fucking times. We're all friends in real life behind the scenes. And that's it, man, because a Republican always wins District 23. So if you vote Brandon on Tuesday, get out and vote. Early voting is open now, by the way, if you're in District 23. Go out and vote for Brandon. Get that fucker out of our lives. It's not just the Democrats on this. It's Republicans as well. Like, I'm telling you to vote out a sitting Republican there with fucking Tony Gonzalez. Brandon is a real Republican, not that fucking guy. So get him out of there. Yep. Just go out and vote. Today, early voting's open, and on Tuesday you can go, in person with everybody else and vote. It's not going to take a lot of votes in these special elections to win. It's not the number's not going to be like 200,000 votes. It's going to be within probably 5,000 to 7,000 votes in the end of this goddamn thing.
Maybe closer than that.
Yes. So please go out and vote for Brandon Herrera in District 23 in San Antonio.
And if you're not in that district, find another way to actually do something, right? Like, it's easy and sometimes fun to sit around and bitch about how things are and how they should be, but where's the fruit, right? Like, at some point, you have to start harvesting something. You have to start harvesting the mass that you've been tacking on, as Mac would like to say. One of the ways you could do it is by supporting the people who literally support you. Scott Lebedo is one of them. This new documentary is called The Relentless Patriot. It was directed by Chris Martini, Max's brother.
Oh, shit.
Right?
Yeah.
Who's a dear friend of ours. And it just kind of follows, it follows Scott's political activism over the years, but not like sleeping outside and crying and asking for humanitarian aid because you didn't bring a fucking Lunchable to your little sit-in, right? It's him going off, doing funny stuff, but like holding the line for decades now. It's limited release on June 13 in theaters and then nationwide on June 14. So you can look that up and find out where it is. I don't know exactly where they're playing, but give it a look.
Yeah, and start supporting the people that are actually looking out for you in voting, in movies, businesses, all that stuff. We talk about it all the time on the show. We have for years. Start supporting the people that have the same ideals and beliefs as you so they can succeed.
Yep.
Next up, Germany and France agreed to arrest Netanyahu. No shit. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has angrily condemned the International Criminal Court's prosecutor for seeking arrest warrants for him alongside Hamas leaders over alleged war crimes in the Gaza conflict. Mr. Netanyahu said he rejected with disgust that democratic Israel had been compared with what he called mass murders. Mr. Netanyahu's comments have been echoed by U.S. President Joe Biden, who said there was no equivalence between Israel and Hamas. The chief ICC prosecutor, Karim Khan, said there was reasonable grounds to believe that Mr. Netanyahu and his defense minister, Yoav Gallant, not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but I think I got pretty close, bore criminal responsibility for alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity in Gaza. Mr. Gallant on Tuesday described the ICC's arrest warrants against him and the prime minister as a disgraceful attempt to interfere in the war. The ICC is also seeking warrants for Hamas leader in Gaza, Yahya. Big fan of that name, at least. Sinwar for war crimes. Israel and the U.S., its key ally, are not members of the ICC, which was set up in 2002. All right. With this, do they have the authority to go in and try to arrest him? Like, how do you arrest a prime minister of a country who's still governing over that country?
Well, so technically, if he were to go to France or Germany, yes, they would have authority to arrest him, technically, right? Mm-hmm. Because they are both signatories to the ICC. Israel is obviously not, nor is America. And it would be an act of literal war. And here's what I mean by that. I don't know what, if anything, Israel has on paper about this specific circumstance, but the United States has something called, I think it's called the Hague Invasion Act, colloquially. I don't know what the actual name of it is, but it basically says if the Hague is where the ICC is, by the way, in the Netherlands, right?
Okay.
So basically it says that if a U.S. service member or three-letter agency person or businessman that's working on behalf of the government or a politician gets arrested by ICC, the president is authorized to deploy offensive forces to the Netherlands and light their ass up and get our guys back, right? I don't know if Israel has something like that or not, but I know that Germany has something called, what is it called? Hebestreit, I think, or Stefan Hebestreit says this. Ask when the German government would execute. Yeah, Hebestreit is the guy, the German spokesperson who said that they would, quote unquote, abide by the law. Well, Germany also has a law. I can't pronounce the word. It's like Straßen or some bullshit. But it basically refers to Germany's pledge to ensure Israel's security as part of its national security interests, right? This was part of rebuilding after the Nazi bullshit. They made it, it's a literal legal part of their charter as a country to defend Israel. And let's be really fucking clear about something. Netanyahu belongs in prison. But not for this. He belongs in prison for trying to get rid of the goddamn judicial branch in his own country.
Right.
He belongs in an Israeli prison, right? Because Israelis indicted and then voted him, or a jury fucking sent him to prison in Israel, right? These people trying to conflate Hamas with Israel are ridiculous. That is just a non-starter. It's nonsense, right? I just don't know where they think this is going.
I don't either. And whenever I hear war crimes and that we want to prosecute for war crimes, great. You could prosecute every leader in the history of the world. Obama, did you say Trump was sending drones over to fucking kill people? Bush.
I mean, Obama killed a U.S. citizen, Anwar al-Awlaki. He was born in Phoenix, I believe.
Yeah.
His dad was Yemeni, but he was born in Phoenix. And he was a professor for a while, I believe. And then he started, he took over a mosque, or at least was part of a mosque in the southern D.C. metro area. And we bombed him twice, actually. The first time, it was a wedding, I believe. We just killed a bunch of his family members. Second time, we got him. By the way, Anwar al-Awlaki is the guy who radicalized that dick that shot up Fort Hood. Okay. Nadal Hassan, right? And then a bunch of others as well. He was also responsible for a lot of the so-called ISIS brides, like white women being tricked into coming. Tricked. I don't know how the fuck. Nobody could trick me into getting fucked by dudes who fuck goats.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a weird one to me.
But anyways, yeah, it's like, technically speaking, probably a war crime, right? Or just a crime in general. But that's not how we do things. If somebody shows up and kills the equivalent of 25 to 30,000 of your people, like based on U.S. population size versus Israel's population size, and you go fuck them up, Come on now.
I don't have a problem with it.
Certainly you want somebody, if it gets too rough, just like a street fight, like pull them off if they're getting too rough, right? But it hasn't happened, I don't think. Like from the beginning of this bullshit, I'm not warning Israel like I'm going to do something about it, but warning them like, hey, do the right thing here. Don't overstep. Don't do this stuff. I don't like dropping bombs on cities when you have operators to go in and do that stuff. But to be honest, this is the lightest touch possible, frankly.
If they wanted to go yard, they could go yard.
They could have annihilated come on, man. I want to hear the word genocide when you're dropping leaflets to tell people to go elsewhere before you come in and fight. That's not what a genocide is. I'm sorry. It's just not true. So at any rate, the ICC is a bunch of fucking Gaylord nerds. They can suck my balls. That's the fucking short of it.
This all just seems like posturing to, Germany in particular. Is it Merkel who's still there?
No, she's been out for a while.
Okay. But all this shit, Germany and France now, this is all posturing for their own people. I'm sure there's protests going on over there, and they're like, oh, yeah, the war crime, we need to arrest them. It seems like a political play.
Olaf Scholz is the guy's name.
Let's pull up Olaf. I've always wondered what an Olaf really looks like.
Well, he's a democratic socialist, so he looks exactly like what you think.
There you go. So, like, when you say this shit, it's just to appease people and be like, oh, yeah, we want them to stop, and it's bad, and we should arrest them for war crimes. Cool, man. Wait till somebody comes and attacks your fucking country, and then let them tell them how to run your war. That's Olaf right there. Look at this fucking cockchugger. This goddamn bozo ring. Look at the fucking bozo ring.
Well, this isn't the dumbest thing that he and his government have been involved in this week.
What is it?
The dumbest thing is that Germany's parliament, called the Bundestag, has received the votes necessary to remove a section of the criminal code which made the possession of child sexual abuse materials a felony crime.
Jesus Christ, man.
With all the stuff that's going on in the world today, looking out for pedophiles probably should be not on the list ever because they should be executed immediately.
Yeah.
Once the bill passed last Thursday comes into effect, minimum sentences for the possession of child pornography will be reduced, and the offense will be downgraded to a misdemeanor.
We're near that here, by the way, in the United States. Looking at some of these shots, that quiet on set thing, Homeboy was raping that kid every night, and he only got a few years out of it.
According to the Bundestag, the bill stipulates that, quote, possession and acquisition should be punishable with a minimum penalty of 3 months imprisonment, and a distribution with a minimum penalty of 6 months imprisonment, and distribution with a minimum penalty of 6 months imprisonment as well. So there are escalators. But it starts off, like if you just get arrested for having literal child porn on your phone or computer or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And you're not distributing, you just have it. 3 months.
That's it, huh? Mm-hmm. Isn't there a state, is it Florida that just passed the death penalty for?
Yes. Actually, 2 states. I think, was it Indiana that also passed? Bob, you can look that up. I don't remember who
Anybody
it is.
who rapes a child.
Child sexual assault, death penalty.
Death penalty. Yeah. I don't know why that's not adopted in all 50 states.
Yeah, I don't either, to be honest. And it says a lot about Germany and the German people that they're allowing this to happen. Like, you motherfuckers are out in the street protesting for Palestine, for a country that doesn't exist and never has. It's never existed. You're out there protesting for these motherfuckers who killed the equivalent of 30,000 fucking Jews and you're on fucking from the river to the sea, man. But people can fucking rape kids in 3 months.
Yeah.
Why not, right?
So Tennessee. It was Tennessee.
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 They have not done it yet, though. It's not.
Is it on the ballot in November?
They moved to allow death penalty for defendants convicted of child rape in 2024.
Good.
Great.
Tennessee House of Representatives with a 77-19-1 vote.
He has not. I think it has not been signed into law yet.
Who was the 19 in that? Jesus Christ, that's a weird hill to die on.
I'm kind of anti-death penalty in general because it's so expensive. Like, it's just a waste of money.
Yeah, well, let's make the death penalty for somebody who gets caught fucking a kid immediate.
Yeah, just immediate.
Like, anybody that finds them, you can just kill them right there on the spot.
Yeah, or like the second the trial's over, you just walk out back, and then everybody gets to take a shot.
I'd walk out front.
Either way, whatever you want to do.
Like, bring back the public square, public execution.
Do you want a
like
hanging or do you want rocks? You want stoning?
Blood eagle.
What's a blood? Oh, we've got it. We've gone over the blood eagle. God damn it, man.
Cut up the spine.
Yeah.
And you pull the ribs out.
And rip
and
it
you
out,
pull the
dude.
lungs out.
Yeah. It's like that movie with Ray Wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So responding to the passage of the bill, chairman of the Association German Children's Aid, which is the permanent children's representation, I'm not seeing all these words, Rainer Becker, pointed out that Germany could violate a directive from the European Union that classifies any child pornographic media as a serious criminal offense, that is to say a felony. Not every country uses that word. A statement of opposition was released by Christian Democratic Union, which is a political party maybe? I don't know what that is. The distribution, possession, and acquisition of child pornography must, in principle, remain classified as crimes. Now, that's not what's happening. But this is, to your point, this is the inevitable path for leftists, right? Mm-hmm. They want a never-ending progressivism, right? That's what they want. We have to get rid of all the norms. We have to get rid of all the nuclear family, masculinity, all this stuff. And it inevitably ends when you fucking entertain and allow for people's delusions to become part of reality, an accepted part of reality. It leads to all the bad places that it's going to lead. Yep. Right? That's how it works. These people have to die.
It's never going to turn out good. And I don't really understand why it's so complicated. That's the easiest one. You want to bitch about some other shit, cool, but child porn and raping kids should be off the goddamn table as a non-starter from the get-go here. So have fun in Germany over there with this cuck. Why do they keep electing these people? I thought Germans were fucking cool and strong, what happened to Germany?
Oh, so there was this period between 1939 and 1945 where we killed all the strong ones. And now it's just a bunch of fucking bitches like him. There are no more strong people in Germany.
Is it a weird? I haven't been there.
Yeah, it's like fucking. There's a bunch of Antifa there. It's the only other country I'm aware of that has a large Antifa presence.
Really?
Yeah. It's
strange.
like Germany might be the gayest country on earth. I think we should start talking about it because everybody thinks France. And look, they were involved in this as well. France, but I mean, honestly, they were just standing in the background waving a white flag probably. Nobody respects France. People respected Germany. They were the leader of Europe for some time. Not so much anymore. Right? Yeah. But they were the leader of Germany for a very long time. And, man, they just seemed like a bunch of fucking cucks.
Yeah, and they got a fucking migrant crisis, too, going on there. And, yeah, dude, they just keep electing these fuckers.
Just cucks, man.
Unbelievable.
But this is, I mean, you should expect that. Look at this guy. Put him back up there.
Put the bozo ring up there.
You don't think he's spent some time in the cuck chair?
Yeah, sure has.
Corner of that room?
Sure has. Watching his wife get drilled.
Wearing a rubber fucking suit?
Yep. Putting a clown nose on, putting his socks in water there.
We should have known. I mean, Germans love getting shit on. We should have known.
Do you think he's gotten dumped out on this guy?
Yeah, I think that's probably why his head's so shiny. He's had to wash his head.
I was going to say face or chest. Yeah. All right. Yeah. No, it's probably the head.
Yeah.
That's probably the head. Shave the rest of it, though. You don't want that poop to get clumped into that hair on the sides for that bozo ring, bro. There. Come on. First up, sponsor-wise, is ghostbed.com.
If you're going to get shit on,
Drinkin Bros.
Get shit on in a ghost bed.
You beat me by like a half a second on that, dude. If you're into that. Look, shitting on people is legal, I think, in the bedroom. Is that real?
Consenting adults can do whatever the fuck they want.
So they can shit on each other? Great.
Yeah, there's no, you can get keeved on in your own bedroom.
Okay.
Yes.
If you're out there, and let's say you're into scat porn, Germany definitely is. Into scat pornography and want to try it out in the bedroom, do it on a ghost bed from ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Just get a cover. Just get a cover for that mattress because the mattress is white. You don't want that to bleed through.
Yeah, you don't want to see Duke stains on your fucking mattress.
You don't want to see just a clump out, hard, shitty stain on your mattress there. Protect it. Get the mattress protector. And the sheets are, they're gray and white too. So take the sheets off if you're getting into that, you know. I've never been a fan of it myself. Bob, you ever dabble in it? You ever dabble in shitting on a lady?
I haven't done that yet, but, there's a lot of marriage left.
There is. Don't rule it out. You never want to rule it out.
I mean, you may want to outsource that and not do it within the confines of your marriage. I think she might.
To the guy? What's the guy's name?
No, I was talking about Bob.
No. He's got a guy that
your bull.
lives at the house. Your bull.
Yeah, I mean, his name's not Bull. That's just what he's called.
Have you named your bull? Do you know him?
I don't want to, I don't want to bring him into this. He's kind of just, his life's sad enough.
All right, Joe. We'll go with Joe the bull.
John Doe Bull.
lot of people hit me up asking about Bob's Bull. Can we get a Bob's Bull t-shirt? Potentially. But in the meantime, we're selling ghost beds right now. 50% off with the promo code Drinkin Bros at checkout. That's mattresses, sheets, pillows, adjustable bases, mattresses for RVs. Venus Williams has a new collection with them as well. And then cut to the wide, we got the massage topper right here. Bingo, bango, Dodge Durango. Look at that thing. It fits on a twin XL, or you can just roll it out on the floor. Joel has his rolled out on the floor underneath his editing bay. So that way he can just lie on it. It's got a remote control, and it just jiggles you from head to toe. Beautiful massage topper there. At checkout, you're going to see a 3-year pay-as-you-go program. I almost said 50-year. That would be great. Fucking take advantage of that right now. 3-year pay-as-you-go program. No interest as long as you have decent credit. So no matter how many items you put in the cart, you're getting them 50% off, and then you're stretching it out over 3 years. Fuck it. That's America, all right? Rack up some debt and at least sleep in comfort. It's worth it. I got these goddamn things in every room of my house. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today. Next up, why is the CIA protecting Hunter Biden? I can think of a few reasons. The CIA blocked the IRS from calling Hunter Biden's benefactor as a witness in its investigation into the troubled first son, according to documents released Wednesday by House Republicans. Assistant U.S. Attorney Leslie Wolf ordered IRS staff to drop Kevin Morris from its witness list after an August 2021 meeting at CIA headquarters, according to testimony from the IRS whistleblower Gary Shapley. It's not clear what the CIA told Wolf about Morris, who has spent at least $6.5 million on Hunter Biden's legal fees, child support, and luxurious living arrangements in California. Its revelation marks another strange turn in the saga of Hunter Biden's legal troubles. It's June 3rd, I think. That's when the fucking trial is supposed to start here. So they're getting close. It has been unclear why Morris, an entertainment lawyer and Hollywood producer who says he met Hunter Biden at a fundraiser in December 2019, has been willing to spend such an exorbitant amount of money on a man he has only known a few years. At the time of the CIA briefing, Hunter Biden was under investigation for allegedly not paying at least $1.4 million in back taxes from 2014 through 2019. Morris and associates told Politico this month has been financially supporting Hunter Biden for about 4.5 years, which implies Morris began bankrolling Hunter Biden since they first met.
So this is what?
This is the guy with the bong, right?
Yeah. What grown man has a fucking sugar daddy? And follow-up question, how do I get one? I guess is the second question, right?
I can answer that one for you. You got to have a dad who's president.
Or become my bull and just be a lazy
Yeah, because everything that I just read off sounds like Bob's bull. Like you're just... Maybe he's fucking Hunter Biden's girlfriend or wife in front of him.
Or Dr. Jill.
Pull up... Yeah, exactly.
Slamming that ass.
Doctor. Yeah. Bob, pull up the picture, though, of him and the lawyer smoking bongs. It's this guy, right? We're thinking the same guy?
I think so, yeah. What's his name? Morris?
Yeah, Morris. Look at him, dude. Just a nice, polite wake and bake right there in front of the paparazzi.
Kevin. You can't trust anybody named Kevin.
Look at that. You can't trust this guy. Look at this fucking dude.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that.
I don't either.
To be honest, if you're a grown man smoking out of a bong, I think that might be a problem.
But going through this, so at the point...
Like smoking joint like an adult is all I'm saying.
Yeah, at the point in time that this picture was taken, Hunter Biden was just charged with all this shit. He went over to his house. The lawyer answered the door and then said, hey, man, I'll be right back. I'm going to go out to the porch where all the paparazzi are and just rip this fucking 2-footer.
Yeah.
I mean...
Why not? I mean, maybe he thought he was stunting on people, which is fine. I'm fine with that.
Not great if you just got out of rehab,
Yeah,
though.
I guess not. But the real question is why the CIA would care specifically. That brings into question Kevin Morris's relationship with the agency and what the fuck he's doing there. According to this whistleblower, Shapley, Wolf met at CIA's headquarters with Justice Department tax attorney Jack Morgan after the intelligence agency summoned both of them. Again, Wolf is Leslie Wolf, who is a U.S. attorney, USA, right?
Yep.
So the agency called the prosecutor into their office. Where is it? Hang on a sec. Wolf met so Wolf and Jack Morgan, who is the Justice Department's tax attorney, and so the tax attorney and the fucking prosecutor gets called into the CIA. There, Wolf was, quote, provided a classified briefing in relation to Mr. Morris, and as a result, we can no longer pursue him as a witness. That's what that says. AUSA Wolf proudly referenced a CIA mug and stated that she purchased some CIA swag.
They have a gift shop there?
At the gift shop, yeah, apparently.
No shit.
Emails released this week by House Republicans show Shapley attempting to reach Wolf and discuss the CIA's briefing. Those emails showed Wolf initially asked an attorney in the Justice Department's National Security Division to set up a meeting between the two, although the correspondence ended after Wolf ceased responding to Shapley, which means that the internal guys said to stop talking to him. So although AUSA Wolf initially appeared to be receptive to facilitating a briefing for me on the information, she ignored multiple attempts by me to arrange the briefing. Since obtaining this briefing was outside of my control, eventually I was forced to accept it would not happen. However, it served as yet another example of deviations from the normal investigative process in this matter. Now, the word on the street is that, quote unquote, Kevin is tapped out. So he's not
financially.
He's not going to be giving Hunter any money anymore.
Okay.
But again, this is pretty weird. And twofold weird. One, I think it's pretty clear that there's some relationship between Kevin, which is, come on, man.
Yeah.
You can't. We're not doing that.
Yeah, we are. We're doing it. With this guy, this looks like a Kevin, dude.
There's some relationship between Kevin Morris and the CIA, right? Which is not out of the ordinary if he's a businessman.
Mm-hmm.
Like most of the fucking people that worked in the oil industry in the 50s, 60s, and 70s were agency assets, to include George H.W. Bush, allegedly, right?
Yeah.
So that's not terribly shocking. It is weird, though, that Hunter was getting stuff from them, right? So my brain goes a couple places. One was Hunter acting on the direction of the agency when he was working at Burisma, right?
Yep.
Doing stuff in Ukraine, because at that time was when we overthrew their fucking democratically elected government, right, in 2014.
And Joe was VP then, so yeah.
So maybe that's it. Who knows? Or maybe it's just another sign that all the three-letter agencies in the U.S. government are captured by leftists and aren't working for the American people anymore. Or maybe both. Maybe both of those things are true. Probably both of those things are true.
Yeah, and I'll throw in one more thing here with this Kevin guy. I think, going back to your sugar daddy comment here, I think if it was multiple people giving Hunter Biden money, that would be too hard to control, and somebody would flip on something. I think having this guy in particular give Hunter Biden money and bankroll all of his shit is almost like a hard money loan as an IOU to Joe of like, hey, dude, when you get out of office, you're going to pay me back for all this shit plus interest for taking care of your kid.
Or instead of getting paid back with money, he's getting paid back with having the president on his side, which is quite a bit worse, right?
Yeah.
Buying influence in Washington, that's not new. That's
not new, but
it typically goes through K Street and not through direct relationships, right?
Yeah, but with this guy, this seems like, hey, I'll do this. Sign me up. My interest rate's going to be around 10, and then when you're out of office, you can give me the cool shit and then pay me back, and then we're good to go here.
But then why does the CIA reach out to the Justice Department and say, hey, you can't talk to this guy?
Oh.
Because
for that exact reason, it goes back to the president.
Because here's what's confusing to me. The CIA has no jurisdiction over this. No matter if the director of national intelligence calls the Department of Justice and say, hey, stop investigating this, the fucking attorney general is well within their rights to be like, you know what? My dick is dry. Why don't you suck it?
Yeah.
Because you have no authority here, motherfucker, right? Like, AUSA doesn't report to the goddamn agency. That's not how it works. So he would be Leslie, whatever the fuck her name is, Leslie Wolf, would be well within her rights to be like, hey, you know what, sir? How about you go fuck yourself? I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. There's nothing you can do about it.
But we all know this is not how this works. Like this is exactly what's going down. I'm not surprised by this at all. What I'm surprised by is if they don't bring it up in court, you know, when this hearing starts June 3rd and say, hey, dude, we couldn't call one of our star witnesses.
The prosecution is not going to bring it up. She'll get fired. Immediately will get fired for that.
But you got to do your fucking job.
No, not really.
I guess not.
Not if your bosses are telling you not to.
Because Because the other shocker about this is take Trump's kids. They've been involved in like 8,000 fucking businesses.
Yeah.
Out of all these fucking charges and all this shit, kids weren't involved.
Neither was Don, apparently.
Well, what are they going to do with that fucking thing?
I have no idea.
Michael Cohen paying,
This is the most
paying his
ate
own
up
money.
This is literally the most ate up trial I've ever seen in my fucking life.
It's crazy, dude. But with this, expect a whole lot of nothing. Do you think there's one shot on God's green earth that he gets indicted for this? Because this is pretty cut and dry as far as what he did.
He's indicted. This isn't a grand jury. This is a trial, right?
Yeah, it's a trial.
So he's indicted.
I'm sorry, convicted. Convicted. Yes. I apologize.
Unclear. What the interesting thing will be if he gets pardoned, right? Mm-hmm. Because I mean, most people would probably pardon their son.
Yes, but could you do it as sitting president? Is the
he would have to
question.
do it as lame duck, right? But that's when most pardons happen, anyways, on the way out, because you don't want to catch the political flack from it.
For sure.
And if you're a team, it would be one thing going into a new election cycle or something like that, and maybe you're fucking your party over, but people will forget that Biden pardoned him by 2028. Right? Nobody's going to care about that then.
Yeah, I mean, because, look, even if he does get convicted of this, sentencing probably won't be for a few months, one would imagine. I don't know if it would be before or after the election. There's a bunch of news stories out there, reports, sources close to the president say that he's really worried about his son getting convicted in this. Because I believe the first one's a gun charge, which is pretty cut and dry, even though you and I don't like that, of drugs. He lied about doing drugs or something.
Yeah, I don't think it's any of the government's business.
Me neither. And that's one of the charges. However, that's an easy one.
If
he was, then I mean, you broke the law, and that is what it is. The back taxes and the illegal business dealings, that's something you could absolutely get into. But going back to this Trump trial with the same thing, you had your star witness already testify that he made the payments and did all the shit. I don't even know how that's a fucking case anymore.
Yeah.
If Trump was guilty, then cool, man. I convict him if he was, but there isn't anything there.
Well, I mean, it would be like if Bob and Delco robbed a bank, right? And then we got charged for it.
Yeah.
Basically. Like
we probably would.
I'm just talking about the facts of the case, because there's no way that... We've seen the entire trial now. At no point did they ever link Donald John Trump to any of this shit, ever. Mm-hmm. Not even casually, or causally, rather.
No.
It's like... And that was the crux of the case. You have to establish that he was part of that crime so that the so-called forged business records were an escalator for it. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, there's no crime. It's a fine.
Yeah.
So he's going to get fined. That's what's really going to happen.
We'll see, man. Anything can happen in one of these goddamn things. I saw Comey on yesterday and was like, James Comey was like, oh, man, I think he's going to get convicted. This is pretty clear. And I was like, what fucking trial are you watching, bro?
Yeah,
even CNN is like, man, this should not be going to trial right now.
Yeah, James Comey is a
piece of shit.
Retard,
Yeah. For both sides on that one. But you can bet on it. You can bet on who's going to be president of the United States on mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles that first deposits all the way up to $1,000. You bet on anything over there. Right now, tonight, we got Pacers versus Celtics. Told you to take the Pacers plus 10 last week. What was that, a Monday show and Monday Morning Recap, I think? They ended up covering. Delco, tonight you can grab the mic here. It's 8.5. Where you going tonight here?
I don't know. They have to be completely defeated after blowing that game, right?
One would think, right?
But I think they can shoot well enough to keep themselves in the series. They should be able to cover 8.5.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take that as well. Over-under is 224 tonight. 8 o'clock Eastern. Yeah.
We've got, so you can bet on the presidential election as well.
Yep.
Trump is minus 125 right now. Biden is plus 110. But
fuck, that's the lowest odds I've seen for Trump.
Yeah,
I thought the same in 2020.
We'll see how it goes, but there's also debate bets.
Already?
Yep.
What do they got?
First candidate to mention China, Biden minus 120, Trump minus 120. It's a toss up there. So
China. I just want to hear him say it again. Mm-hmm. I miss it. I miss hearing him say China.
Who will be the first to speak in the first debate? It should be Biden, because he's the incumbent.
The sitting president.
Yes. Yeah. And he's minus 240, Trump's plus 160. Although under normal circumstances, I would say, well, who knows if Trump's going to fucking obey the rules? But I think this time he's going to take it easy. That's my understanding.
Yeah.
Anyways, who wins based on the CNN poll? Right.
Oh boy,
That's one. So it's
it's going to be Biden.
Trump is minus 140. Biden's plus 100.
Bet Biden in that. CNN is going to say Biden no matter what.
It might be. Well, I don't know. They might make him lose the first one, and then they're like, oh, look at the comeback for the second one, right? Because you can't have a win both. Will Biden's age be mentioned during the debate? No, minus 400. Yes, plus 250. It fucking better be.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, not better be. I don't think he should do it, but he's going to do it. He's
going to do it, yeah.
Trump can't control himself. Will Donald Trump or Joe Biden curse on air? No, minus 2,500. Yes, 1,000.
What's a curse?
Exactly, because Biden says hell all the time, or damn.
They did. So
you
they
can get a damn out of him.
I think it's based on what the FCC considers a curse word. So hell, damn isn't one of them.
Yeah.
On public TV like CBS, NBC, Fox, and all that shit. Fuck, shit, cock taint, pussy. You can't say any of those, obviously.
Fuck, shit, cocksucker, motherfucker.
Pussy. You can't say that.
What are the 7 words from George Carlin?
You can't say the
Tits.
N-word.
Eh.
Can't say the N-word live
I
on air.
don't think they would call that swearing, though.
What if Biden just blurted that out?
Just to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and then boom, and you're
It's,
just like, oh, it would shock the nation.
He just
We're
says shut the
"What?"
fuck up N-word to Trump.
Yeah.
That'd be
and then
pretty funny.
You're just like, whoa, dude.
I
that
might
would
vote.
shock the
I
world.
might vote for him if he said that, to be honest, just because it would be funny. Will the debate include a question about climate change? Yes, mine. That's not worth betting on. First candidate to mention COVID-19, Joe Biden minus 110, Donald Trump minus 130. I don't know if Trump should mention that shit because he fucked that whole thing up, to be honest. Biden is still taking credit for it, so, but who knows?
But I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's why that bet exists. So he'll say, you know, I gave you the vaccine. Trump's going to be like, no, I was Operation Warp Speed. I did it.
There's a good chance that happens.
I agree.
I agree.
Where Biden tries to say you screwed up COVID, and then Trump will say who will never take any L ever.
Yeah.
And I think that's why that bet is on mybookie.com.
I gave you the vaccines, and then I mean, his base won't care, but they won't like that.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one. Will either candidate walk off stage before the debate ends? No is minus 400. Yes is plus 250. That's closer odds than I would have thought.
Same here.
Are they really expecting somebody to fucking rage quit?
Or does Biden just walk off like normal and look for a hand to shake somewhere?
Yeah, well, I guess that's another possibility. How many times will Donald Trump use his famous "Make America Great Again" phrase?
4. Is there an over/under for it?
1.5.
Oh yeah, I'm all in on the over.
Just saying MAGA count. That's
I don't. He doesn't say MAGA though, does he?
No, I think
he not? Okay.
He always says the sentence.
I think there's a good chance he says it in both his opening and closing remarks. Frankly.
Yeah.
So over.
I'm betting that.
Over 1.5 is minus 190. Under 1.5 is plus 140. So people expect to hear it a couple times. Will Hunter Biden be mentioned? Yes, is minus 300.
100%. You can bet the house on
Yeah.
that. Yes.
There's like 20 more. We're not going through all these, but go to my.
All these prop bets are up on mybookie.com.
Oh yeah, they're on there right
damn
now.
It, man.
Yeah, and we'll probably do a live.
We will.
show right?
We'll do a live show for the debate.
What day is it?
June 27th.
June 27th. So we'll for sure be live that night during it, and you can watch along with us, and we'll bet on this on MyBookie. Shit, I'm sure we'll have a thing with him that night. To be honest with you, and that'll be a blast.
Yeah,
I'm all in on this shit.
Yeah, we'll do that one for sure. It'll be fun.
God damn it, it's fun. And also, man, if you haven't seen Delco and Bob's live blackjack show on Drinkin Bros Sports on YouTube, it's a fucking blast. So when you're on MyBookie, there's a live casino, and you're playing against real dealers in other countries. So it's not like it's a cartoon or a fucking avatar or some bullshit. Like, if you're playing roulette, you're playing real roulette. If you're playing blackjack, you're playing against real dealers and all that other shit. You guys made some questionable decisions at the end of the last episode there, Delco, and I know you're going to Vegas.
Delco can only hold it
tonight.
together for so long.
Yeah.
Before he's like...
All in.
Yeah.
Tonight, look for him in Vegas this weekend. He'll be gambling out there. When do you leave? Tonight?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay. Look for him in Vegas this weekend. In the meantime, if you can't go to Vegas, go to mybookie.com. Use that promo code Drinkin Bros to double that first deposit up to $1,000. Get off the couch and get into the action today with MyBookie and turn your love of sports into your new side hustle. Next up, American Airlines is fucked. American Airlines has been accused of blaming a 9-year-old girl for being filmed in the plane's bathrooms by a male flight attendant. Yes, this is a real story. I know it's fake news. Estes Carter Thompson III, 37, was arrested in January after he allegedly recorded 4 underage girls aged 7, 9, 11, and 14 as they used the bathroom aboard several American Airlines flights. In their response to a lawsuit filed by the 9-year-old's family, American Airlines put forward several defenses, including that they are not responsible because of the doctrine of comparative negligence, contributory negligence, comparative responsibility, and or comparative causation. American Airlines legal defense continues. Defendants would show that any injuries or illnesses alleged to have been sustained by the plaintiff, Mary Doe, were approximately caused by plaintiff's own fault and negligence, were approximately caused by the compromised lavatory? But didn't the fucking flight attendant compromise the lavatory?
Which she knew or should have known contained a visible and illuminated recording device.
So how would a 9-year-old know that?
I don't know any 9-year-olds, actually.
I do. I got one.
Yeah, okay, so would he know?
No.
Okay.
And not only that, but like, we go everywhere together. He just turned 10 a couple weeks ago. So we go everywhere together. Not one fucking prayer has he ever asked, hey, Dad, is there a camera in the fucking bathroom? Because why would there be?
Well, the plaintiff's attorney said, in plain words, or in other words, American Airlines is blaming a 9-year-old girl for being filmed by an American Airlines flight attendant, arguing the child knew or should have known that the airplane toilet contained a recording device. Now, that's a bold position to hold. There are a lot of hills in life you can die on. Some are smarter than others, probably. Some are useful, even. This is the wrong hill.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if this is like their law firm is just retarded and American Airlines is on conference calls right now scrambling to try to fix this situation, or if somebody from American Airlines actually said this out loud.
I mean, you love to see a lawyer taking a heat check, right? This guy's been winning cases left and right, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to shoot it from 50 feet.
Kobe.
Yeah,
dude. I mean, that's nuts.
That's insane. Like, literally, unless someone was like, hey, put on this belt and the buckle is a GoPro, you're probably not responsible for being filmed.
Because this gets worse. The images recovered from Thompson's iCloud by the FBI showed the girl's face, buttocks, and genitals, according to the complaints. And DailyMail.com has reached out to American Airlines to comment on this story. Thompson was arrested after a 14-year-old girl told her family about a camera in the plane's bathroom. So at 14 years old, you would probably know at that point what a camera is and if things are wonky there.
Then the FBI found other victims, including the 9-year-old in question, as well as a bunch of AI-generated pornography, presumably child pornography. It felt like we were living in a nightmare when the FBI showed up on our doorstep to tell us that our daughter had been secretly filmed by an American Airlines flight attendant. Since then, our daughter has struggled with fear and anxiety, obviously. I mean, she's 9 fucking years old, right? The family released additional statements. So Thompson then told her... the investigators said that about midway through the September 2nd, 2023 flight from Charlotte to Boston, the 14-year-old got up to use the main cabin lavatory nearest to her seat, but found it was occupied. Thompson, the pedophile, then told her that the first-class lavatory was unoccupied and escorted her there, investigators said. Before she entered the bathroom, Thompson allegedly told her she needed to wash his hands, or he needed to wash his hands, and that the toilet seat was broken. So he entered the bathroom first, under the guise of washing his hands, and then he placed a fucking thing in there, and he primed her for something to be wrong with the toilet by saying that it was broken. Right? See how he's going through this stuff.
Yeah.
After he left, the teen entered the bathroom and saw red stickers on the underside of the toilet seat lid, which was in the open position, stating inoperative catering equipment removed from service and seat broken, handwritten in black ink on one of the stickers, according to court documents. Beneath the stickers, Thompson had concealed his iPhone to record a video. The girl used her phone to take a picture of the stickers and concealed iPhone before leaving. Thompson then immediately went back in the bathroom after she left. So a couple things. First, this guy's got to die, right? I'm tired of having this conversation. Hopefully somebody in prison will cut his goddamn head off. Or
Is
something.
he in jail?
He's been arrested, yeah.
Okay.
So presumably he's in county lockup somewhere. He's probably in ADSEC, though, because he's a fucking toucher. He's a pedophile, and they get killed in prison. So hopefully he gets killed at the earliest opportunity. There's no point in the trial here. Second, people want to boycott brands for all sorts of reasons these days. And fair enough. Sure, right. Right of association is paramount in a liberty-minded civilization. There's no question about that. We do it for some silly reasons sometimes. I kind of thought the Bud Light thing was silly. Like one dumb employee does some stupid shit, and all of a sudden a brand that employs like thousands of veterans is going to stop purchasing from them.
I was offended by the chick who said we need to get rid of our fratty mentality here, and that's a fucking.
That was a shot at you,
my
yeah.
ball sack.
Yeah. This one seems like, let's see how it plays out and see if this is the law firm or American Airlines that this message came from. But if it's from the company, I feel like that's a pretty good reason to never use them again until they fire everybody involved in this.
I mean, didn't you brought this up a while back, speaking of just like companies that actually do crazy things, but maybe it was in another country, but wasn't Nabisco like suing to keep slavery legal or something like that? Or it was something weird about
yeah,
Oreos?
there was something weird with that. Yeah, I can't remember exactly how it went down. Yeah.
But Bob, we know you support it, so it's like which side are you on?
Well, it depends on the type of slavery.
Right. And we've said that 1,000 times. On the show.
All slaves are created equal.
No, they're not.
Right.
Especially not the fucking white Irish ones. Like us.
We
built that railroad.
Built
all right,
this city.
it's time that we get the fucking credit we deserve.
We built this city.
On railroads, we built this city.
Why has nobody ever covered that song, We Built This City on Blood and Oil, and used it as an anti-Bush administration? Why did nobody ever do that?
I think they tried to for There Will Be Blood with Daniel Day-Lewis, but it was nixed at the last moment.
I don't think so.
Jefferson Starship broke up, and they're the ones that sang it, so they had to give the rights over to
you don't
them.
need to get the rights to parody something.
No, but as far as this chomo is concerned in this case with American Airlines, I think, and stay with me here on this one, the law firm usually makes this on their own, and then they'll confer with their clients. After this gets out, though, they should immediately fire this fucking law firm. So
yeah. I mean, if that is indeed the case, but until then, I sure as shit won't be using American Airlines until they clarify their position on this and we know what the fuck's going on over there.
Yeah.
Because if there's somebody in an executive level position who thinks that it's okay to blame a 9-year-old girl for getting creeped on by some fucking pedophile, then not only does that person need to be fired, somebody probably needs to cave their head in.
Yeah, right? and with this one, there's so much evidence with the broken sign and the toilet's broken and everything else to use the other toilet. I mean, you're clearly coaxing children into using the restroom where you've set up cameras here. So there's no debate really about what went on. And if you have the video evidence from the iCloud, which it says here in the article that the FBI has.
Oh, they have it, yeah.
Case closed. And if you're American Airlines, the last part of this, pay these people off.
Yeah,
and what are you doing? Why even risk this?
How do you let this get into the press?
I don't know.
That is insane to me.
Yep. As soon as the FBI came back with the iCloud device and this guy was arrested, I would immediately go to the family as quietly as possible and say, hey, look, we had no idea this guy went rogue into this other fucking shit. What's the dollar amount I have to write for you never to bring this up?
Yeah. Sarah in the chat says should probably check all the computers at the law firm. I agree. There's probably some pedos there as well.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Also, the FAA just came out and said 300 Boeing planes used by United and American Airlines have potential flaw that could cause fire or explosion on jets.
Yep. And I think they immediately denied that, but it's like, hey, bro, your track record ain't great these last 6 months.
Yeah. I mean, remember when the Galaxy 3, I think, was exploding on planes?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Those were the days.
Those were. I still get asked that every time I check a bag in. Do you have a battery or a lithium battery in there? I lie every time. I'm like, no, I don't have one. If my plane blows, if the phone blows up, it does. Nothing I can do about it. Next up, sponsor-wise, guys, if you're over 30, you're going to want to hear this. Every year after puberty, HGH, human growth hormone, the hormone responsible for workout recovery, performance, metabolism, even sex drive, starts to decline, sometimes by 50% at age 35. Bob, pull up the bioproteintech.com website here while I'm chatting about it. Doesn't matter who you are, how hard you train, how good you eat. It's happening to all of us. That's where BioPro Plus comes in. BioPro Plus is the first of its kind non-synthetic alternative to prescription HGH growth hormone treatments. All the benefits of synthetic HGH without any of the needles, side effects, or doctor visits. Best part is BioPro Plus works super fast and is easy to use and 100% safe. It's been trusted by physicians since 2009, and its benefits can be felt in just days instead of months. Guys who use BioPro Plus have experienced faster workout recovery, enhanced performance, metabolism, sexual function, and even better mood and energy. So,
throw that up on the screen, Bob.
yeah, if you want to fix the way
Tiny
you
little
perform,
fucking vial, just toss it under the tongue, bud.
yeah, that's all you do every night before 9/9 right there. If you want to perform, look and feel the way you used to without all the risk of the big pharma synthetic stuff, head on over to bioproteintech.com to learn more, or click the link in our bio or the YouTube description. I believe it's in there, and the audio description as well. And make sure to use that promo code Drinkin Bros for $30 off at bioproteintech.com. We've been taking it for roughly 7 months, and it's fucking great, dude. It really does put you to sleep, too. Like, you're good to go. And it's great for your skin. My skin looks nice, I feel like. So shout out to those guys. Next up, breaking up LiveNation. This is one of my favorite stories, actually, this week. The U.S. Department of Justice is suing to break up LiveNation, the parent company of Ticketmaster, over alleged antitrust violations. The lawsuit, joined by 30 states and filed Thursday, follows a DOJ investigation into whether or not LiveNation maintains a monopoly in the ticketing industry. Yes, they fucking do. A probe launched in 2022 and bolstered by fan complaints following a botched rollout for tickets to the Taylor Swift's Eras Tour. We allege that LiveNation relies on unlawful anti-competitive conduct to exercise its monopolistic control over live events industry in the United States at the cost of fans, artists, smaller promoters, and venue operators, said Attorney General Merrick Garland in a statement. The result is that fans pay more in fees, artists have fewer opportunities to play concerts, smaller promoters get squeezed out, and venues have fewer real choices for ticketing services. It's time to break up the LiveNation and Ticketmaster business model. Shares of LiveNation were down 5% on Thursday morning. In a statement, LiveNation said the DOJ's allegations of a monopoly are absurd. I'm not even going to read their fucking bullshit statement.
Yeah, it's all bullshit.
Because it's bullshit.
Not only do they control like 80% of the ticket market, and then they also have venues all over the country.
Yeah.
That they started building, I think, in 2018, and they're all over the place. And then LiveNation was doing the concerts, right? They were doing the venue stuff and promotion and stuff like that. Then they merged with Ticketmaster in 2010, and they control roughly 80% or more of major concert venues' primary ticketing services.
Yes.
I mean, that's insane.
And so I can walk the audience through this here. So Ticketmaster was first. Let's say Morgan Wallen tickets go on sale at 10 a.m. Friday morning. You're all excited. You're amped to get up and buy the tickets, and you get on there. There's a spinning fucking wheel. By the time it disappears, you can't get tickets. 4 minutes in, the whole goddamn concert is sold out in an 18 to 20,000 seat venue. Taylor Swift's even more, for Christ's sakes, because she's performing in front of 80,000 people. Then what? You still want to go to the concert with your girlfriend or your kids or whoever else? Well, the aftermarket site is LiveNation. So, behind the scenes, what I've heard for years is that before that 10 a.m. Ticketmaster prompt comes up that you can buy tickets and get in the queue and wait in line, they're already taking 60 to 70% of the tickets in the venue and holding them behind the scenes, sliding them over to LiveNation, and then forcing you to pay triple or quadruple the prices just to go to the same fucking concert that you were in line for at Ticketmaster.
Now, they're definitely going to lose this suit. It'll be interesting to see what the actual fallout is, but I've talked to a couple of people from some pretty serious bands, some of whom have contracts with LiveNation.
Well, our friends, and they have no choice. If they don't go with LiveNation, you're fucked because they block you out of what is it, 80% of the venues or something in the
Yeah,
nation?
so here's what one person said. A lot depends on how big the band is.
Correct.
The shows, shows with third-party promoters are much harder to succeed at. LiveNation is just really efficient and good at what they do. It's like competing with Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Which that is what it is, right?
It is.
Without the back end holding 30% of tickets for triple resale and stuff like that, that's just being dominant in your market, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the next part is it's good for smaller bands that they get broken up probably because LiveNation 100% has the power to box out any artist they want to from any venue they own or have affiliation with. So when they have, my understanding, I'm not sure if this is 100% true or not, but my understanding of this, based on what I've heard from people who are in the industry, is that LiveNation has their own venues, and then they have contracts with venues they use regularly, and they have to sort it out through, they're like required to give LiveNation first right of refusal, for example, for stuff.
And they've got to pay a fee on top of it for LiveNation, even though it came through Ticketmaster in the first place. So the bands are getting fucked, the artists are getting fucked, and that's why he said that in the statement.
And this is the only way musicians make money anymore.
It's the only way they make money. It's also the only way they really grow. Unless you're really good at social media, like some bands have done really well on social media. Most bands get popular by getting in on these tours, right, at bigger venues around. And if LiveNation just doesn't like the cut, if one of their reps that's assigned to your area or whatever doesn't like the cut of your jib, then you just don't succeed in the industry. Like, come on, man.
Yep.
That's the reason people are, generally speaking, anti-monopoly.
And the other part of this is we have a ticket site, drinkinbrostickets.com. That's an aftermarket site only. Like, we don't get the tickets in advance or any of that other shit. Same as StubHub or anything else. A StubHub or a Vivid Seats or drinkinbrostickets.com and everything else, you're forced to have aftermarket ticket sites or you're not getting tickets at all.
Yeah.
Because Ticketmaster isn't allowing you to buy them in the first place.
Yeah.
And then the people that get in, it's usually fucking farms of robots and shit like that who are buying up all the tickets and then farming them out after that. And then LiveNation. And it's just a barcode in the background. So it all goes through LiveNation anyways.
Yep.
And it's a whole fucking racket that should have been broken up years ago.
Well, they also have been accused of threatening financial retaliation against any potential competitors and venues that work with rivals. So they have they have contractual first right of refusal. But if somebody says, you know what, fuck you, we're not doing this, we're going to go somewhere else, they send them C&Ds or whatever, right? They're trying to use lawfare to maintain their monopoly is essentially what's going on.
And also the way they word this behind the scenes to, let's say, smaller bands, and I'm going to use Wilmington, North Carolina for an example on this one. LiveNation implemented these 90-mile rules too. So if you were in Myrtle Beach playing at the House of Blues, it was a LiveNation venue, and you were like, all right, great, you can play there, but you can't play anywhere 90 miles outside of it because we want to sell all the tickets. We want to keep all the money in here. And it fucks artists on what cities they can play in because they can't travel to all of them because of these 90-day rule, or this 90-mile drive rules. All of it has been horseshit since the very fucking beginning. And truthfully, the ticket industry itself as a whole hasn't been great until the time where you showed up in person and got them at the goddamn box. The only person I've seen to try to take this on, there's a couple of them. Pearl Jam was one of them. They failed spectacularly at that, and they were just like, holy shit, this is impossible. And then the latest one was the fucking guy from Richmond, north of Richmond, Oliver Anthony.
Oliver Anthony, yeah.
So we bought tickets for Lázaro Lopez on the show to go see Oliver Anthony up here at Round Rock. And, you know, he went on this platform of like, hey, tickets should be $40 and all this other fucking bullshit. You don't know whether that's fucking hype or not. Turns out it was real. And when the tickets showed up that we gave to Lázaro Lopez to take his date to the show, it was Eventbrite, dude. I haven't seen an Eventbrite ticket since like a independent movie screening or something like that. Like, it was pretty wild. And if that's your only option as an artist, you're fucked because then you can't make any money.
Yeah. I mean, you're definitely chipping away at your net revenue. Net revenue is profit, right? So it costs me the product, whatever it happens to be. In this case, it's a concert. So you're talking about personnel and travel and all that other bullshit, turning the power on at the building and all of their personnel as well. It costs me, let's just say round numbers, it's $1,000, right?
Yep.
And We charge tickets up to $2,000, so I make $1,000 in net revenue, right?
Yep.
That's typically how you want to do things, or you want to get somewhere between, like, you want at least 60% margin, right? In a functioning business like that. Every little new administrative thing, and it's what we call a variable pricing model, right? Every new addition to that cost, it comes out of your pocket, right? So people are like, oh, why didn't they do this or do that? It's because the artist literally would have to pay for that. That's how it works.
Yep.
And it isn't good or bad. It just is the way it is, man.
And let's say you're an artist who's playing at Madison Square Garden. And by the way, I mean any artist. So not just a musician. I'm talking comedian, Dude Perfect, any form of entertainment you can think of. Let's say a comedian wants to play at Madison Square Garden. It is $250,000
Just to turn the lights on.
Lights on and pay the vendors.
Yeah. And by the way, it seats 22,000, right?
Yeah. So what are your ticket costs at that point?
You know what I mean? Like just on the ticket cost, you got to be 150 just to break even at that point, including all the concessions and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the business, right? So yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world that somebody tried to make all that more efficient and be a one-stop shop for it. The problem is when people want to go outside for other options, or you're boxing out different people, that is non-competition, right? And you will get sued and lose your suit for that. They're definitely going to lose this. There's nothing else to talk about, really.
I think so, but again, it's our own government. Who knows, man? They'll find a way to fuck it up in the end.
Oh yeah. They may fuck up the prosecution, to be honest.
Look up the Google one this week that was supposed to happen, Bob. So Google got popped for there was a massive fine levied against them for companies that didn't use their ad platform on Google, that they were burying their websites and everything else, and then companies that were using their ad platform on AdSense were getting bumped to the top of SEO and all that other shit. And they were supposed to go to trial next week. Google said, no, we're good. We don't need that trial. What's the full amount? Cool, we'll just write you the full check for it. They didn't even try to plea or negotiate. They just wrote the full fucking check. So part of me wonders if there's something behind the scenes at Ticketmaster's strong as fuck. I mean, they're powerful as shit.
I mean, they're not Google. Google made $300 billion in revenue last year.
I wonder what Ticketmaster.
$300 billion in revenue, which, by the way, makes that a $3 trillion company, if not more. We're not talking about market share. I'm talking about if all the shares of Google, well, it's different now because it's publicly traded. But if it were a standard company that has proprietary tech, you're talking about a 10 to 10.5 multiplier on EBITDA, right?
Yeah.
That is a massive I don't think, what was LiveNation's revenue last year? Does anybody know?
Yeah, it was, real quick. So what was the check that Google wrote to the U.S. government?
Having trouble finding it.
LiveNation.
Yeah,
it's with a B.
Oh, it is $1 billion?
I think so.
Yeah, because I could, by the way, Bob, I couldn't find the dollar amount either.
LiveNation made $23 billion last year.
Jesus Christ. I mean, that's nuts, dude. That's fucking nuts. Wow. All right. Next up, is this a Utahian? Is that what we're calling?
Yeah, Utahian.
Come on, dude. We're not doing that. Is that what they call themselves out there?
What else did you call it? Utonian? Utonian?
Yeah, I like Utonian if you live in Utah.
But it's not Utone. Or Uto even. It's Utah, so Uton.
Uton?
You could go way back and call them a Ute.
Yeah, I like that a lot. That's what the college uses. Let's call them a Ute.
That's because that's the Native Americans, right? It's like, I think Illinois is the same way. Like the Indians are called Illini, but the current citizen is an Illinoisan.
Yeah, Illinoisan.
Is it really?
Greg LaMontagne.
I like Illini better.
Greg LaMontagne in the chat mentioned it. I don't know if you saw this the last 2 weeks, but I don't know if it was the NHL or the franchise that put out a tweet. It's like, hey, what should we rename the Phoenix Coyotes to? They're coming to Salt Lake City. And the number one answer was the Soakers.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
It's Bodie McBoatface, right? You can't allow people to get involved in this stuff.
The Utah Soakers would be the best. Oh my gosh.
I would go watch their games.
No, the Salt Lake City Soakers.
Salt Lake City Soakers.
That's right.
SLCC.
Is that what the arena is? The Salt Lake City Soakers is
at any rate,
great, actually.
At any rate, this is the funniest. This is the second funniest story of the week, and the next one is by far the funniest. You're just gonna have to see. It'll be brief. That'll be.
We'll let Bob read the last one.
It's so funny
when we get to it.
But this is so. Marcel Malanga grew up in Utah, celebrating his typical American life as a high school football player, posing for pics with his family. also documented a dark side toting weapons and cash and calling himself a, quote, war baby. On Sunday, the 21-year-old was one of 3 Americans detained in a wild plot to overthrow the Congolese government led by his 41-year-old father, Christian Malanga, who was shot dead during the failed uprising. Authorities are still trying to untangle how Malanga went from posting family pics on Christmas PJs in December of this past year to looking terrified while surrounded by soldiers after the doomed plot to unseat Felix Tshisekedi, maybe, one of Africa's largest countries, the leader of one of Africa's largest countries, which is the Democratic Republic of Congo. We'll call it DRC for short now because I don't want to say all those words. His mom regularly posted photos of her son in typical scenes, like the normal kind of stuff. He looked like a normal high school kid. Now, the backstory is his dad emigrated to the U.S. from DRC back in the day, I think in the early 90s, if I read correctly, and was a car salesman in Utah, right? Just ordinary guy.
This
right?
is the most bizarre story. So I heard about the coup to overthrow.
I'm sorry, it was the late 1990s, excuse me. And he was a refugee. He was part of a refugee resettlement program through United States immigration from DRC to the U.S. And he's been working as a car salesman pretty much ever since.
But during that time, he's been obviously working behind the scenes to overthrow the government in his old homeland.
Well, he went back sometime in the early 2010s to fight for whatever the fuck is going on
his
in
right to party.
DRC. I have no idea. He was exiled from the country in 2012 after an initial failed coup. 12 years ago, he tried to throw a coup as well, but continued to refer to himself as the president of the, quote, New Zaire government.
I like it.
Right? So he was a pretender to the crown, I guess.
Yeah. Why not?
The coup attempt began at the Kinshasa residence of some guy, a federal legislator and a candidate for Speaker of the National Assembly. His guard killed the attackers, including Christian Malanga. Malanga, meanwhile, was live streaming video from the presidential palace in which, I'm sorry, that's a different scene. So the people that went to the federal legislator's house, they all got killed by guards. Christian Malanga, the dad, meanwhile, was live streaming video from the presidential palace in which he is seen surrounded by several people in military uniforms wandering around in the middle of the night. He was later killed while resisting arrest, Congolese authorities said, which is code for, all right, you've done this twice, not 3 times.
Yeah.
You got to die tonight. Now, his son was then seen looking terrified with his hands raised while surrounding to Congolese soldiers. It isn't clear how Christian Malanga had recruited the other Americans for his ill-fated attack on the Congolese state. But you got to wonder, you have to wonder what the conversation between father and son was like. It's like, hey, Marcel, what do you got going on this summer, dude? You got any plans? Going to school?
Nah,
you gotta
man.
do anything? Because I was thinking we could go back to the Democratic Republic of the fucking Congo. Let's take that shit over.
I'm supposed to do 2 days, Dad.
I don't see
For football.
Yeah, that's gay though, right? You're gonna dress up in spandex and fucking roll around in the grass with a bunch of dudes? No, we're going to murder people
And take over a government. You'll be Prince. Do you think he promised him that he would be Prince? Is it a king country? Is that one of those things?
No, they've got a president, I think, but who knows?
President's kid, though, would be great. Hey, you'll be the next Hunter Biden. You can do whatever you want.
Now, the interesting part of this is that a man named Benjamin Ruben Zalman Poland was apparently connected to Marcel's father, Christian, through a gold mining company, suggesting that the uprising itself may have had ties to both industries. This is the end of the road for that Nigerian prince thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, instead of saying, hey, I've got millions of dollars in the bank, I just need $100 from you to get it out. He said, hey, there's a bunch of minerals in the ground over here. I just need you to come throw a coup d'etat of the Congolese government. If you guys aren't busy, I know Utah gets cold in the winter, but it's fucking spring right now. So can we do a spring thing?
It'd be great if we could.
Bring your son.
Yeah, bring him over. Bob, is this a video you have of this? Yeah. Play this video here. So that's the kid?
Yeah.
He pulled up that mask a little late, didn't he?
Is this him live streaming? Oh, no, that's the kid. And then there's white Americans with him.
Why?
Delco, you were asking earlier about that? That was the white dude that was with him. It's just some random fucking kid from Utah, apparently.
And homeboy's wearing a Trump hat, too? The best
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
country
They're
song?
super conservative. I don't know. Did we not mention that?
No.
Yeah, they're all Trump supporters.
Yeah, don't play the song in case we get
singing
dinged.
songs. I thought I
But
was
that's the
singing if you
kid?
Talk.
That's the kid right here?
Yeah.
God, he looks like he's fucking 35.
He's Black Gary Faust.
Shit, dude.
Yeah. And that's his mom who's upset on. Well, I guess that's the money he used to get to the DRC.
Yeah, at least we have that answer. Who's this white guy, though?
That's
weird.
just a random American dude that decided to tag along. Like, hey, my dad and I are going to summer camp. Do you want to come? It's like, oh, tell me about it. Well, it's actually a coup d'etat against the Congolese government. Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
God damn it. Oh, they just fucking crack him in the face with that gun?
I mean, he shouldn't have been standing there.
No, he shouldn't be there in the first place. A white man in the Congo?
Yeah, I mean, you got to
No.
wonder what that
It's
guy
a
was
hard
fucking
no,
thinking.
bro.
Got to wonder what he was thinking.
God
This is
damn.
definitely a play stupid games, win stupid prizes scenario.
I don't feel bad for any of these
Nope.
people.
No,
I mean,
not-
what the fuck were you
Not,
thinking?
Not even a little bit. No,
It's not like they fuck around over there.
no.
Next up, sponsor-wise, we got the Wellness Company. Are you prepared for the unexpected in a world where chaos seems to lurk around every corner? Being prepared is no longer a choice, it's a necessity. It's where the Wellness Company comes in. Imagine having the peace of mind that you're equipped to handle any medical crisis, from tick bites to the latest pandemic. The Wellness Company's medical emergency kit is your lifeline. Packed with essential medications like ivermectin, emergency antibiotics, antivirals, and more, this kit is your ultimate preparedness solution. The Wellness Company's team of renowned medical professionals, including Dr. Peter McCullough, who was just on the show a few weeks ago, Dr. Drew Pensky is one of them, and Dr. Harvey Reish, and more truth-seeking doctors have designed a kit that sets the gold standard for safety and prevention. Don't wait for the next crisis to strike. Visit twc.health/drinkinbros and use the promo code drinkinbros for an exclusive 15% off discounts. Prepare today and rest easy tomorrow at twc.health/drinkinbros. Is that case over on your desk over there?
No,
your side?
I don't know where it is. It's a little blue case.
Everybody comes in and takes those fucking things.
Yeah, a little blue case. It's got. I mean,
Oh, there it is. Just
yeah.
right, it's back there behind Jesse's Cook-Off Award.
Yeah.
But we're
Good
big
stuff.
fans of it. And then shout out for the good doc for doing it, dude. It's
Yeah.
a great kit that everybody should have.
Good kit that you should definitely have. And I would get on, if I were you, get on some prepper sites and find some other medications you could add to it, frankly. Like, you can buy amoxicillin without a prescription if it's packaged for fish.
Yeah. And
And it's the same drug.
bird-
It's identical. It just has a fish on the front of it.
And that bird flu thing is getting more and more people here.
I don't know if that's got anything to do with fish.
Find out, dude. I don't know.
We'll see. Now, this is the funniest
Fish are
story.
getting
that we-
raped. The best.
This is like, I think a lot of people will relate to this for many reasons. One, because Chet is such a knucklehead.
Chet Hanks is the best Hanks.
He's a character. I fucking love that dude.
Same.
Colin is a piece of shit. I hate him.
Yeah.
I don't know him at all. I have no. He's probably.
I don't know him
he's
either.
probably a great dude, to be
I don't
honest.
know.
Because it seems like Tom is a pretty decent guy, but I hate him so much. Stop trying to make that happen.
Is it
Anyways,
because he so convincingly played an officer in Band of Brothers?
yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, I think he was just himself, and maybe that's why I hate him.
That probably is.
It might be. He's probably a good dude, though. But anyways, so everybody knows about this beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake.
That is
right?
seemingly over.
I guess
it
it's over
appears
now,
as if
yeah.
Drake has waved the white flag.
Yeah. But Tom being in his 60s, Tom Hanks,
Yep.
right, being in his 60s, not going to have a great handle on what's going on there. Things just happen too fast, right? In the internet age, and there's like.
I'm surprised
it's
he
like-
knows who Kendrick Lamar and Drake are.
Yeah, I mean, he probably just saw it in the news, but it's like, think about what you need to know to understand things these days, like fourth and fifth generation memes, like a meme built on top of a meme.
Sure.
You have to know all that backstory just to understand what the fuck you're looking at. This is what Tom Hanks ran into over the weekend.
Well, he
apparently.
reached out to his son, Chet, and he said, Chet, can you explain the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef?
So if anybody would know, Chet Hanks would know.
Fuck
right?
yeah,
I mean, he would at least be
He's
able
the
to
best
articulate it,
rapper
yeah.
alive. Bob, go ahead and read this.
So Tom, who is saved in Chet's phone as Pops.
No surprise there, by the way.
Oh,
No
that's great.
surprise there.
That's
He
great.
he texted Chet. He said, "Big Main, can you explain the Drake Kendrick Lamar feud to me?" To which Chet replies in a huge text. Yeah, so Drake and this other dude, J. Cole, been saying they, along with Kendrick, are the big three in rap. Then Kendrick put out a song saying, fuck the big three, it's just Big Me, initiating the beef. Then Drake was like, you got small feet because you like 5'5" or whatever. And then Kendrick was like, you're a deadbeat dad, and made fun of his Canadian accent. So Drake came back and was like, oh yeah? Well, I heard you beat your wife. But literally like 30 seconds later, Kendrick put out a diss overshadowing Drake's diss when he pretty much methodically dismantled Drake's entire psyche and called him a pedophile for flirting with young girls and revealing Drake had another kid that he was hiding from the world, which turned out to be false. And Drake came back and was like, haha, I got your ass, and I had people give you false info to make you look stupid. But it didn't even matter because then Kendrick dropped another West Coast banger where he really went in on labeling Drake a pedophile, and that was pretty much the sonic equivalent of a
Oh, you had it, Bob.
it's just like
It's a new page.
It's a new page.
Damn, where the fuck did it go?
It's pretty far down.
Oh, it is. Okay, yeah. Sonic equivalent of when you took me to your high school in Oakland and we walked in on the basketball game and everyone started going nuts. Like, if you heard it, you would just automatically know how to crip walk and with a stank face while clutching an Oscar in each hand with Marshawn Lynch, then dap him up and tell him town business, which solidified the win not only for Kendrick, but the entire West Coast.
And now is the point where we realize that maybe Tom still doesn't get it.
Yeah.
He heard what was said, but I'm not sure he understood. What did Tom say?
Tom said, holy cow, these are fighting words. People taking sides, question mark, question mark. Who's winning, question mark, question mark.
And then Chet says what?
Did you not just read what I said?
This is the best story of the week.
Yeah, so it may be the case that somebody needs to step in here and translate between Chet and Tom. Right.
Can I tell you what I love the most out of this entire text exchange is that Tom Hanks refers to his son as Big Main.
Yeah.
M-A-I-N, right?
Yeah.
Like, in a million years, would you call your kid Big Main? I just didn't think Tom Hanks was cool enough to even do something like that, and it kind of makes me like Tom Hanks even more, where you're just like, okay, cool, man. That's really fucking hilarious.
This is why you need a white in your life who's enriched in black culture.
Yeah.
So they can tell you what's going on.
Hey, give you a heads up.
Update me on the blacks.
Yeah.
Would you?
Let me know.
Because black Twitter, to me, it reads like crazy. It's madness. I can't understand any of it.
It's not for you.
That's not exactly right. So I need a go-between.
A translator. We all need a Chet Hanks in our life, is what we're saying. That's what we're saying out there. Now's the point in the show we get to the Drinkin Bro of the week. Shit, did we do the Red Lobster? Did you choose the Red Lobster guy?
Sure did, yeah.
For Juneteenth?
Yeah.
Okay. Are we saying his name today, or is that for another day?
Oh, we're saying his name.
Okay. Say his name.
Oh, his name is...
this is like a George Floyd sitch.
Yeah.
Say his name.
Casey Sellner.
Casey Sellner.
Sellner. He's he's white, by the way. And I say that because we actually had another winner originally, but he and his family are PCSing from San Antonio from AFSOC back to Hurlburt Field, right?
Oh, shit. Okay.
So we'll see him July 26th, 27th when we're out there for Jared and Black Kevin's thing.
Okay.
But he's the whitest person on earth. I'm not going to say his name right now because I want it to be a surprise, but he's white as fuck. It would have been so funny. But this dude's super white, too. So because of that, we've enlisted the help of one of our 4 black friends.
Yes.
Right? He's a police officer and used to be in Louisville. Now he's out in the county.
Yep.
Dexter Pitts. He's awesome. We've got his book around here somewhere. He's been on the show multiple times. A good guy. He's going to come and represent. I think that's what the kids call it.
They do. I mean, we'll ask.
I might need Chet.
Well, yeah, I was going to say we'll text Chet Hanks, but Dexter Pitts will be with us on Juneteenth on his day.
Yeah,
it's his day.
It's his day. Yeah, we'll be celebrating him.
His day.
And Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Yes. So if you subscribe to the Bro Box, because we're going to do this.
By the way, he was a first-time subscriber too. This is his first month. Yep.
Shut the fuck up.
The other guy, for the last one, he's been since the beginning. This guy was a first-timer. So, look,
it is at random.
Yeah, there's a code that I use in fucking Excel. I just export the whole thing, and there's a code. It's a fucking rand between, and it picks a random number, and I just go to that line and look at the person's info. That's it.
No way, dude.
Right. So I have no idea who it's going to be.
That's fucking awesome. And here's the Bro Box in front of me here. It's available on drinkinbros.com. Got all the merch and everything else up there, and it just comes to your house like this.
Yeah.
It's dope as fuck.
And by the way, you've got until the 17th of next month of June to sign up for the June one. And you're going to want to have it for the 4th of July, believe me. When I tell you that.
It's a big boy holiday there. And then on drinkinbros.com, you can submit for Drinkin Bro of the Week. It gets emailed to us live on air, and we'll read them off. This one was submitted by Ashley Foreman from North Carolina, listener for only a few months. They just started a few months ago. It's never too late, okay? Nominating Dan Riveron. I know I'm not saying that right, but I apologize, Dan. I'm sure, DM me, Dan. Let me know how the real pronunciation is there. Living, nominating Dan because first off, it's his 42nd birthday. Happy birthday, old man. So that's pretty obvious reason. Second, he's been a part of the Drinkin Bro clan since the first episode 9 years ago and has brought me over to the dark side of the podcast since we started dating 8 months ago. Crime Corner is my guilty pleasure. You don't have to feel guilty about that, Ashley. Everybody's listening to that show these days. Honestly, we truly enjoy your podcast together in the car. We talk about you all like we've been longtime friends. And one day we will attend a live show together. It says here, Dan deserves recognition for being a true supporter and a damn good man in this crazy, fucked up life. Cheers to you, Dan Riveron.
Thanks. Talking about me or?
No, Dan Riveron. Yeah, Dan Riveron.
Yeah, good. It's a good one. We had another one this morning from Austin W8. I don't know what that means. Officer Bill Hooser, Hooser of the Santaquin, Utah Police Department was killed on May 5th, 2024 in the line of duty. R.I.P.
Fuck, man. I hate those goddamn stories. It's a hard job, and it sucks. It sucks, man. I hate to hear that. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We will have a show out tomorrow on Fridays for the Day One homies who've been a part of this journey for the last 9 years. We do not put out shows on Memorial Day. Obviously, we do ads and all that stuff in the shows. We do not profit off of our dead friends. So there will not be a show out Monday. However, we will put out a bonus show tomorrow on Friday to get you through the weekend.
And here's a quick safety brief because it's Memorial Day weekend. My old First Sergeant Mickey Ross used to say, don't drink and drive, don't drink and swim, don't drink and boat, don't fucking drink.
Yeah.
Or don't drink and fuck, don't fucking drink.
Yeah.
That's what he said. And then we all went out and we did all of those things.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And
so
you have to.
Do what you want. That's the message.
Do what you want, dude. Drink some fucking hard AF seltzers. It's going to be a banger of a weekend. Weather's nice here, you know?
It's kind of humid, but otherwise, yeah.
Well, it's Texas. It's nice enough for Texas.
It's going to be the hottest day in May in Austin history.
Yeah, but I looked at it. Wait, here's what's weird about that. So I heard that, and I looked at it and was like, oh, but it's only 94. I'm so used to it being like 112 every fucking
Sunday's
day.
going to be over 100.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, that's good, though. Maybe it'll burn off some of the humidity because we're about done with humidity for the year. It's getting, it's getting close, but it's still pretty brutal right now.
All right.
That was supposed to storm last night, thunderstorm last night, actually, and nothing happened.
No, nothing happened. I was out with the kids at a restaurant. We were waiting. I was like, it looked like it. I was like, oh, shit, this is going to come through. And then it never came through. So if you're out there this weekend, enjoy yourself. Stay safe. Delco, stay safe in Vegas, my man, or whatever the opposite of that is. All right? Appreciate you tuning in. Go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify. It's just a 5-star, and you can walk away. It really is all the fucking advertisers care about, and that's what helps keep all this shit going. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin' Bros Fake News. Good.